Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video, I'm going to be dyeing my hair half rainbow, half black. I did have half and half rainbow and black hair last year sometime, but I didn't intentionally do it. After my hair was rainbow, I just went ahead and dyed half of it black. So today we are intentionally doing half rainbow, half black hair, and this video is going to be so much fun to film because I am using all Xmondo shades. I got the remaining colors he just launched in the mail, so I'm gonna go ahead and use all of his colors to create rainbow hair. The only shade I did not get was the super green color, so I just mixed my own green, and I used some blue and some yellow to make the green shade. For the most part, I'm using the colors straight out of the container without mixing them or diluting them. The only colors that I did tweak a little bit are the blue and the purple. So originally the purple shade has a little bit more of a blue undertone to it and it's a little bit darker. So I just added a dollop of super pink and some conditioner. Here's what it looks like before, and here's what mine looks like mixed up. You can see it's just a little bit lighter and has a little bit more of a neutral pinkish undertone to it. It's not that different, but it makes a difference to me. And his super blue shade is a very, very vibrant, deep cobalt blue. I prefer my blues to be a little bit more aqua based when I'm doing rainbow hair. So I added a little bit of yellow into this mix and some conditioner just to dilute it and make it more of an aqua shade versus a very vibrant cobalt blue. I'm sure you can see the difference on this one. Again, I'm not tweaking them a bunch, just a little bit so that way the colors flow a little bit better together. I'm not messing with the pink, the orange, or the yellow. So I'm just using those straight out of the container. Let me run through all the colors and give you a close-up of what they look like. I'll go ahead and show you guys the red shade too, even though I'm not going to be using it today. It looks so beautiful. Oh, I love the way his products smell. So here's the super red shade. Beautiful. Here's the super pink. I love this pink color. Here's the orange. This orange is literally my perfect ideal orange shade. It's my favorite orange I've ever seen straight out of the container. I don't feel like I need to tweak this at all because it is just so gorgeous. I wasn't sure what the yellow was going to look like. I was worried it was going to be kind of an orangish yellow or more of a sunshine versus neon yellow, but I was very glad to see it is a very shocking, vibrant yellow color. It looks beautiful. Oh, gorgeous. Here is my blue I've mixed up, and here is my purple color. So now we need to section the hair. I'll put up a picture on screen of the inspiration I'm going for. This is my goal. This is something that I'm aspiring to do. We'll see if I'm able to pull it off today, but this is ideally what I would like to do. And the artist of this is Hair Princess Steph and Diary of a Colorist. I will leave both of their Instagrams in the description down below. They are amazing colorists and I aspire to be as good as they are. I love this because the picture shows black cascading over the top, which I'm now able to do because half my hair is black. So I'm gonna go ahead and split my hair down the middle into two different sections, and then we'll go ahead and start sectioning off this side. I do have to section it off because although that is my inspiration, I'm going to tweak it a little bit. Most of the time, I don't like directly copying someone else's work. I try to tweak it a little bit or just put a little bit of a spin on it so that way it's a little bit more unique to me. Okay, so as you can see, there are a few black hairs on this side, but it doesn't matter. So now what I'm gonna do is take some conditioner and just run it along this part line so that way this hair stays down and it stays out of my way. So I just have some regular conditioner here, and I'm just gonna put it on my part just like this so that way these hairs stay down and they're not flying everywhere while I'm trying to do my rainbow color. So this top section, I'm going to be doing the pattern that's in the picture where the colors just repeat multiple times. And then underneath here, I'm just gonna be taking vertical rainbow sections. It would take me a lot of time and effort to be able to do that picture all over my head. So I'm just going to do that on this top section, and then under here, we'll just do vertical rainbow. And I think it'll still look really, really cool. I'm gonna start with this underneath section of my hair because it's gonna make it easier to apply. Okay, so I've sectioned off the first half of my hair. Back here, I'll section as I go later on. But for now, these are the vertical sections I have. Ooh, I'm really excited. I've got a towel on my lap so that way I can wipe my hands off in between each shade. If you guys are looking for like a review on Xmondo's color, check out my last video. When he first launched the 3 shades, the blue, purple, and pink, I dyed a wig with those colors and I gave you guys more of a review. This is just gonna be me chilling with you guys and dyeing my hair. I'll leave a link to that video up there, so if you're looking for a review, you can go ahead and watch that one. I am gonna be talking a little bit about the product, just so that way you guys, you know, get a feel for what it's like and how it performs, but it's not gonna be an in-depth review. I am very excited about this orange color. It looks like a dream. I don't know why, but I feel like when companies are making an orange color, it must be like really hard to formulate or something, because every single time I use orange from a brand, it's either too red orange or it's too yellow based orange. And this one is like the absolute most perfect orange I have ever seen. I'm very, very excited about this one. It's not too pumpkin, like yellowy orange, and it's definitely not too red toned like most other orange shades I use. It's just a perfect neon orange. Even though I've done like half black, half rainbow hair before, this one is really exciting to me because it's different than the other one. When I had split dye rainbow and black hair last time, the pattern was different, and so I'm really excited to see what it's gonna look like this time. Right now, for my hair care routine, I'm using all Xmondo products. In case you were wondering, I do have a review on his products and stuff of me trying them for the first time. Well, since that video, I've obviously ran out of product, so I placed a very large order of all the products I need. I love his shampoo and conditioner. His leave-in products are really, really great. By the way, this is not sponsored at all, not in the slightest. He did send me the dye. All the hair products I'm talking about, I'm the one who spent over $100 on them because I love them so much. And like my favorite thing about his hair care line is the smell. Like it's a very, very unique smell and I love it so much. It really sticks in your hair and makes your hair smell so delicious. This yellow isn't as vibrant as I thought it would be. It seems to be a little bit more diluted than a super bright neon, but we'll see when I rinse it out, because obviously when you rinse out the color, the hair is going to look different than when the color is on it. So we'll see if it gets a little bit brighter once I rinse everything out. And the reason I switched to all Xmondo products was because it made my hair feel the best, and the smell. The smell that's in them kind of just like multiplies because you're using all the same products with the same smell. So it really sticks into your hair and makes your hair smell really, really good. He puts the same fragrance in all of his products. So all of his color line smells like that. All of his shampoo, conditioner, like all the products that I have smell the same, which I love. That makes so much sense to me. Like, I don't understand why a lot of other hair care brands switch up the fragrance in every single product. Like their mousse smells different than their hairspray, their shampoo smells different. It makes more sense to kind of stick with one uniform theme. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the yellow looks a little lackluster compared to all of the other shades I have on my head right now. For some reason, I feel like I haven't had like bright rainbow hair for a long time. Like, I'm sure it hasn't actually been that long, but for some reason it feels like it has for me. It feels like I haven't had neon vibrant rainbow hair in a hot minute. And I just did that Care Bear hair color, but it wasn't neon rainbow like this, like I'm used to, you know? It was more like pastel, and it wasn't really the vibe that I like and prefer. I'm gonna have to put the mirror behind me now so I can see the remaining portion of my hair. And like always, I'm gonna have to turn off a couple of my lights so that way I can see in the mirror, because right now there's just a huge glare and I can't see the back of my head very well, and I wanna make sure I do a good job, so let me turn off my lights. For the longest time, I did not wanna turn off my lights, and I would make it so much more difficult for myself by trying to leave them on. And finally, I was like, you know what? You can see so much better with them off. Just turn them off. Like, the quality isn't going to decrease that much, so might as well just turn them off. I like to apply the color at the root first and then kind of smush it down with my hands and work it into the hair, like smush it into the mid shaft and stuff. And then once I got that top section good, and coated, I'll go ahead and apply everything to the ends and work it in with my hands. Xmondo dye is really, really thick. It's not just a dye, it's kind of like a repairing mask. So I really, really enjoy the way it makes your hair feel, but it does make it a little bit more difficult to dye your hair because it has that thicker consistency. So you just are gonna have to spend extra time working the color into the hair and making sure you're saturating. With any thick dye, you're always gonna have to spend a little bit more time making sure everything is coated really, really well. When I used this on that wig, it made the hair feel so good. Like, I am really excited to use this on my own hair and see how much of a difference it makes and how much better my hair feels afterwards. Ooh, look! I'm really excited. I just saw myself in the monitor and I'm seeing the rainbow and black fantasy come to life, and it's got me kind of excited. If you guys wanted an update on the mouse situation that I've talked about in a couple of my previous videos, we are all good. It's been a while now and we have not seen any signs of any more mice and everything is good. I'm guessing it was just those two, because when I looked up information on the internet, they said it is possible for just a couple mice to get in, but if you see more than two, then you probably have like a bunch of them. And so we only had those two. So I'm pretty sure that's all we had. I've been checking the areas where I found them originally and looking everywhere around the house because now I'm a little bit more paranoid, but I'm pretty sure we're good. I'm like 99% sure that we do not have a mice infestation. These colors retail for $28 a container, and there's 8 fluid ounces per tub, so it is pretty pricey compared to other hair dyes. But you have to remember, it's not just a dye, it's also like a very, very good repairing mask. Also, like I said, the consistency is really, really thick. So if you dilute them with conditioner, they're gonna last a lot longer for you. Whenever I think of like a repairing hair dye like Overtone or like Xmondo color, I always feel like the people who are purchasing those type of conditioning based repairing hair color normally just have like 1 or 2 shades in their hair. They're normally not dealing with like this amount of colors, so it's easier for them to just refresh their color and purchase 1 tub or 2 tubs, you know what I'm saying? And if your hair is only one color and you're just looking to have a repairing color that's going to refresh it, you can always dilute the product to make it last longer. Because like I said, a lot of these colors are super, super rich in pigment. Like the blue, the purple, the orange, the pink. Those colors have so much depth to them, so you can make them last even longer by just adding a little bit of conditioner in there. I'm really excited to have bright hair again. And my haircut's different this time too. My hair is shorter, so I'm excited to see what this split dye looks like with shorter hair. And now I'm able to wear extensions if I want to, because I didn't have any blonde extensions that matched, so I couldn't wear extensions and have long hair if I wanted to. And I have so many different kinds of rainbow extensions, so now I'm able to wear them and they'll blend in with my hair. I'm really hoping this yellow stands out and really is neon instead of a diluted yellow color. Brad dyed his hair with this yellow and it looked really, really vibrant and neon. So I'm really hoping that I'm going to get the same effect on my hair. So since I didn't get the green in my like PR package, I looked it up online and kind of did a little bit of research on it just so I could share with you guys basically like what I've seen and what I know about it. And I have seen that the super green color has a very prominent blue undertone to it. So just know that it's not going to be like a neon lime green like what I'm using right now. It's going to be more of a blue undertone green. I saw a lot of people tag him in their photos, and I looked up on Instagram people who use that shade, and a lot of them had the same problem of it being a little bit more blue toned. So just keep that in mind if you're going to order the green. It's not going to be like a lime neon green. It's more of a neutral blue-based green from what I can tell. And you can always fix that undertone and make it more neon lime green by adding some yellow in there. That's what I did today. I mixed blue and yellow together and it creates a really, really nice neon green. I've got this back section completed and it's looking really good. So let me spin and show you. There's the underneath. Let's move on to the top portion, which I am so excited about. I'm gonna take a section of this, probably from here back, and I'm gonna have to apply this part while I'm using the mirror. So since the mirror is already there, my lights are already off, I'm gonna go ahead and bring down that section. I'm gonna place a foil along this part so that way this blonde piece isn't going to get onto the color we already have going on. All of this I can do looking in the mirror in front of me, but this little section right here, I need the mirror to do. I'm gonna use this foil and place it under the hair. And my goal is to repeat these colors twice. So I can't drag down each color too much or else I won't have enough room. I'm gonna use my finger to kind of rub the color in and to blend all of the different shades together. The colors that I've tweaked and diluted a little bit are easier to blend together and to use because they're not as thick as the original colors that I haven't messed with at all. This back piece is going to be the hardest. Can't really see what I'm doing that well, but I mean, it looks okay. From what I can see, it looks okay. I think I'm doing a decent job, guys. Here's the back section I just did. That was so incredibly hard. Oh my gosh. So now I'm going to move on to the top area where it's going to be a lot easier. I'm going to be able to see what I'm doing and it's not going to be an issue, but this gave me a run for my money. I got to take really thin sections because of how thick the dye is. We have to make sure we're saturating everything really well. So when I'm looking at this strand of hair, like I said, I want to repeat the colors twice. So I need to keep an eye at where the middle of my strand is. So the last shade purple needs to end right here. And then the new shades can start. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the purple where that middle strand would be. So that's where I need to stop. So now I'm just going to repeat the pattern. Doing any sort of ombre is gonna be more difficult than doing just vertical pieces of all the same color like we did underneath here. This is way, way harder and way more complicated and difficult. So if you're wanting to do rainbow hair at home, I would suggest trying to do vertical first until you get the hang of it. And then if you wanted to try ombre or prismatic, then do that. But this is like very, very difficult, even for me who does this stuff all the time, and it's still hard and difficult for me to do it. I'm just going to blend. And also while I'm doing this, I kind of separate the hair a little bit. That way I know I'm not missing any blonde pieces in here. Okay, so there's the first piece done. I'm really, really glad and thankful right now that half my hair is black, so I don't have to do this on my whole head. I might cry if I had to do that. I'm going to focus on applying this dye. It's really hard for me to talk when I do rainbow hair because I'm totally focused and concentrated on doing this and applying it and not messing up. So I'll either do a voiceover here or I'll put some music for you guys to enjoy the painting process, but I have to focus on what I'm doing because this is difficult and I'm like going cross-eyed and I'm gonna need a strong sandwich after this. So it has been a few weeks since I filmed this video. You guys know I like to try and pre-film videos so that way I stay ahead of the schedule. So it has been a couple weeks since I filmed this. My hair color has changed drastically in that amount of time. So I've gotten a good feel for Xmondo color, how it fades and all of that stuff, which I will get into during this voiceover portion. But I want to give you guys a few tips and tricks and explain a little bit of what I'm doing to try and help you guys out if you want to try doing this at home. Like I said, this is very, very difficult to do at home. If you're gonna want to do rainbow hair at home, I definitely recommend trying the vertical at first until you get the hang of that, and then maybe try some more complicated techniques because this is really difficult for me to do and I do this often on myself. Also, if you have a partner or someone to help you dye your hair, it makes the process a little bit easier. For example, this top section where I did the ombre took me over an hour just to apply to that small little section. So it took me over an hour to do the ombre piece on top, and then the underneath vertical portion took me like 30 minutes or less. It's so much easier, so much quicker, easier to saturate the hair. So I don't want to make it look easy. I'm sorry if I do, but it's definitely hard. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to do this at home. So once I'm done applying all of the colors to the next strand, you guys will see me blend all of the colors together with my finger. That way you're not getting really harsh lines of demarcation and the colors blend together seamlessly, and it's not like you have like tiger stripes on your hair. It just creates more of that nice effortless ombre look. So when I am blending the colors together, I do have a towel on my lap. You guys will see me here. I am putting my finger down, wiping it off, bringing it back up, blending colors, wiping it off. That way I'm not getting any of the darker colors on the lighter ones. For example, getting purple on the yellow sections. I want to make sure I'm wiping my fingers off while I'm blending so that way it doesn't become like a really muddled mess. I really enjoyed the colors that are offered in this line. The only color that I wasn't super happy with was the yellow. I feel like you guys can tell when I'm applying the color. The yellow is just a little bit lackluster. It's not as vibrant and neon as the other shades are. It's kind of like a pastelish yellow shade, which in the container it looks really neon, but when you're applying it you can tell it's just not as bright and neon as I thought it would be. It still turned out good and it still turned out vibrant. It's just not on the same level as like the orange and purple and blue. As you can see, my cat decided to join us and see what I was doing. He was very curious and interested in all of the stuff back there. That is the cat that caught the mouse, by the way. This is my boy cat, Cosmo. He is a holy terror, but he's so cute, so it makes it worth it. So like I said, this was a couple weeks ago, so I've had a chance for my hair to fade and see how everything lasts. I heard so much about this color and about how it's so difficult to get out of the hair, it's impossible to remove, it's gonna stain your hair so bad, and that was not my experience at all. This color was so easy to get out of my hair. Literally within 3 washes it was already very pastel, and then I did a vitamin C treatment and it came out so easily. Like I have no more color left in my hair just from doing 2 vitamin C treatments. So it is very, very easy to remove. If you like change and you want to change your hair up, this is perfect because it's so easy to remove. But if you're wanting something that's going to last a long time and you want an investment that's going to stay in your hair, I wouldn't recommend this dye because it does fade pretty quickly. In my experience, when you're using a conditioning based dye that's a little bit thicker, they always tend to fade a little bit faster and they're always easier to remove out of your hair versus like Lunar Tides, Manic Panic, things that are a little bit more runny tend to stain the hair a little bit more. They're a lot more difficult to remove, but the color does seem to last a little bit longer. So if you're wanting something temporary, you don't want to have to worry about color staining your hair, I would give this a try. If you're wanting something more permanent, maybe try a different color that's going to last a little bit longer, but I was very happy it came out of my hair very easily. All right, I have everything applied. I'm gonna let this process for around an hour and I'm going to rinse using cold water. I'm gonna rinse this black side first just to get the conditioner out, and then I'm gonna rinse the rainbow side using cold water. It's super important to not use hot or lukewarm water because the colors will bleed on each other. So I'll be back once I have let this process and it's blow dried so I can show you what it looks like. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I am back. I used my crimper and just put some crimps in there to diffuse some of the lines, and I think it looks so good. I'm actually way more impressed and happy with the outcome than I thought I would be. Like, these colors are so vibrant and pretty, and I love every single shade. I love the overlay of the ombre, and then there's the vertical hiding underneath. When I rinsed it, I didn't have any problems with bleeding. Normally when you're using a thicker consistency dye, it doesn't bleed as much when you rinse it, and if you're using a thinner or runnier dye, it likes to bleed a lot more when you're rinsing out the color. That's what I've noticed. My hair smells so good and it feels so good too. I can definitely tell that it did some repairing while my color was processing. My hair is so shiny and soft, and I am so obsessed with this split dye. Let me turn around and show you what the back looks like. I'm really enjoying this color combo. I'm gonna just put this up into a couple little pigtails so that way you guys can see how cute this is going to be up. Look how cute this is, up in pigtails. I am so obsessed with this. It's so adorable. I love having black in my hair, and I'm really glad I have the rainbow too. It just fits my personality so well, and I always feel so much more like myself when I have rainbow in my hair, and adding the black in there just like solidifies me as a person. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. The link to that is in the description down below. I post way more of my everyday life on there. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and until next time guys, stay weird.